Hey there guys, how's it going? This is Goodies, and welcome to the official Goodies Survey Builder tutorial. Now, I'll also be showcasing my application, as well as showing you everything that you need to know and how it works. So, if we open up the application, we can see, first there's a hardware ID checker. You send that hardware ID to me, I encrypt it through almost 24 types of encryption and put it in the list. So that will deter anyone from trying to crack it, or trying to bypass the hardware ID checker, slowing leeching. So here's our survey link. I went ahead and made a file called a web crawler. Now, actually, I made this almost 2 years ago, but it still works. So here's my application, and I went ahead and uploaded it onto Share Cache. So we're going to go ahead and get info, and I'm going to copy link address. And this is a brand new account, by the way. So we're going to go ahead and run the application if I don't have it running already, which I did. And we're going to go ahead and paste in the survey link. Now we're going to select that file that they have to download, and that will give us the MD5 hash of the file. Now, Goodies Survey Builder is a slightly cheaper yet equally effective alternative to Deadline's Survey Builder. Now, his has a few minor flaws, one of them being that you can only upload text files. And how that works is you upload a text file with a code word in it, and when they type in the code word, it will close the application. Now, 90% of the time when I've run into these, I've been able to guess the password. Well, really 100% of the time I've been able to guess the password, but 90% of the time they use a password like password or password123 or test123, or bitch something, like, bitch please was one of them. So it could be encoded in like leet speak, which is, E's to 3's, A's to 4's, stuff like that. Or also, camel case. So like if it's the word password, it could be capital P, lowercase a, capital S, lowercase s, stuff like that. So that's how 90% of the time that's what they use. So in this case, I'm using the MD5 hash of the file, so the actual checksum of the file, so they need that file. So the only way they can get the file is through your survey, or if they've already done it. I'm going to go ahead and show you pretty much all these. Notepad, msconfig, which kind of shows you your startup. Now, msconfig is basically the only reason I had to put this disclaimer. It may not be closed without administrator privileges to this stub. So, but stuff like clipboard, calculator, PowerShell, task manager, disk management, registry editor, remote desktop, and command prompt, all of those can be closed unless they are run as administrator. Unless this thing is run as administrator, unless the stub, the actual ransomware that it builds, is run as administrator, then it will be able to close anything. But for now, when you just run it normally, only a few of these items, well, really only msconfig, will not be closed. But I always have it selected anyways. So you can also disable Steam, pretty much everything. If you're just really going to piss them off, I would suggest going with everything. So why don't we run a few of these here. We'll open up like command prompt and PowerShell. And how about, calculator, task manager, what else, how about ifconfig. Sorry if my screen recorder glitches out now. Oh, not ifconfig. I was going to do msconfig, but I'm going to do regedit. Why did I type in ifconfig? Alright, so there we go. I want to open up one of these applications. If I have like CCleaner, I'll open this up. And I actually don't know if that's going to be able to close, because I did have to run as administrator. So anyways, let's go ahead and move on. Here are miscellaneous tools. You have a file pumper to pump it to an exact file size, so I'm going to choose 5 megabytes. Enable custom icon, and this is pretty self-explanatory. Just go ahead and select an icon. I'm going to do this nice looking YouTube icon. The extension spoofer, I'm actually not going to enable this, but you guys should know how this works. You just type in an extension and it will spoof it for you. It still uses the old extension. It reverses it and it puts the dot at the end, and then it will do JPG. So really the file name is file.jpg.exe. However, it is adding a special character that reverses the .exe. So that's the only reason that it works. So we're going to go over to build ransom and just kind of move your cursor along here, and that will give us our random RC4 password. Well, one of the random RC4 passwords. That string is, I think, 150 characters long. It uses 15 10-character passwords. Now, some people may not like that idea, but I promise you I've had 0 errors so far, and I have done a lot of testing. So the update tab is again really self-explanatory. Just refresh statistics, and it will tell you the current version that this is, and then the current version that is available. So since they are both the same version, there is no download box. However, if I change the version right now, it will pop up, have a box saying here's the updated version. You can download that, select where to save it, and it will download right to there. Alright, so under build ransom, you can choose to enable it under startup. Actually, I think I've been having an error with this. I will definitely fix this by the final release, which hopefully will be by 6 o'clock today, if hopefully before that. Anyways, so when svhost.exe is what I'm going to go ahead and call it, I will add a feature later where you can choose if it's .exe, .com, .pif, .inf, or .bat. So those are all the executable ones. So it will work with any of those extensions. If you just change the extension on any exe file, I'll go ahead and prove that to you right now. So here's my webcrawler.exe, and I'll go ahead and change this to webcrawler.com, and we run it, and there we go. It still works the same. I believe it's .inf is the other one. No, just kidding. That's the that's not the same. Why did I think that? I know it's I know there's PIF, I believe it is, and when you run that, it's the same thing. However, it is just what do you call it? Shortcut. I don't know what it's a shortcut to. Maybe itself. But also it works with BAT, and I believe a few others. I don't remember them though. Although EXE is the only one that actually keeps the correct icon, unless that other last one that I can't think of does keep it as well. So we're going to go ahead and build ransom, and I'm going to put it in the same directory as the builder. And I'm just going to go ahead and call this like survey-1. Alright, so here it is with the nice little YouTube icon. And we're going to go ahead and exit out of this. It asks if you want to go to my profile. I'd appreciate it, but whatever. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and run the survey, and it should have closed out of everything, and it even closed out of CCleaner. So now if we try to open up something like command prompt, and it just closes right back out, or something like remote desktop, that one didn't even open. Task manager, again, it just closes right out, so it will not go anywhere. So you can see this is not really that obnoxious as of now. Like, it's just kind of there. Like, you can just move it out of the way. And, let's close out of this. We don't really need to do a survey. We'll just use the computer regularly. Why don't we go ahead and just try and browse? Oh, you're not going to open? Oh, that's cool. The only way you can actually do this is if you do the survey. Then it will close. Now, why don't we just move it off screen? Oh, what was that? If you try to move it off screen, it's just going to pop it right back in the center. So the closest you can get is 1 pixel away. So, whoops, too close. So that's about as close as you can get right there. And then as soon as you move any more, it's just going to go ahead and pop right back in the center. So you can't move it off screen, and that includes top, left, and right. So now we're going to go ahead and select any random file, just this txt file. So it says, don't fuck with me, you don't know what I'm capable of. Really, all it's going to do is just keep closing the applications every time you try and open them. And now we're going to go ahead and select the correct file. And I believe, I don't know if I enabled startup, but if we go to %user profile %, that should take us right to our user profile. And I should have a winsvhost.exe, and if I don't, it means there's a problem with my code. So let's go ahead and search for this webcrawler.exe. Thanks, bro, appreciate it. Now delete this file. That is the path that we should have dropped it in, but it didn't work, unless I didn't disable startup, or enable startup, I'm sorry. Anyways, so that's really it. Basically, this is just a slightly cheaper, yet just as effective version of Deadlines. Now, I will go ahead and say positive about his. His has an assembly editor, because his uses code DOM, and mine uses a highly encrypted form of EOF. So they both are pretty equal in detections. My most recent one was 6. I've had it at 1. His is kind of weird. His, depending on the icon, I think he's had as low as 2 or as low as 1, and as high as like 13. depending only on the icon, which I thought was pretty funny. So that's really it. That's really what I wanted to show you guys. That's the tutorial. If you want to purchase this, his is $10, mine will be $6. So please PM me, and you'll get everything you just saw there, as well as free updates for life. So, or as long as I continue to host the application, which I don't see an end in any near future. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much, and PM me, and I'll see you guys later.